Have you ever wondered what a contemporary music score looks like? You may be surprised. Some contemporary music can be very different from what we are used to. Isn't it beautiful? It may look like a piece of artwork or drawing. You'd be right, as a composer has drawn it by hand. But unique aspect of contemporary music is not always as obvious. Do you notice anything unusual about this piece? Maybe you did not recognize some of these music notes. Well, don't worry, many musicians have not seen this either. In fact, these music notes represent a unique method of playing the piano. Let me show you. This clip is part of my master recital at the University of Michigan. After I came back to Korea, I was chosen as an invited artist for solo concert. I thought it would be a great opportunity to show this contemporary music to Korean audience. I was very surprised and disappointed by the reaction to my proposal. As you saw in the video, this music requires that I play inside the piano, but none of the concert hall allowed the pianist to play inside the piano. So I needed to select 3 pieces which do not involve me playing the strings directly inside the piano. This situation limits what a composer can do with a composition. How can they create a groundbreaking music if concert halls have already drawn the line based on current way of playing music? And how can Korean audience expect to their musicians to push the boundaries when they're not allowed to play the music that is at the boundary today? I'm not saying that playing the strings inside a piano is the only way of contemporary music. I want to convey the message that we need more freedom, chances, and better support for art. After getting my anger and frustrations of concert hall situation in Korea, I realized I needed to find new music to show. I contacted Dabby, who is a composer and a pianist, but not the typical one that you would expect. Although she's a musician, she also did her PhD in computer science and engineering at MIT. Her thesis was on chaotic mapping for musical variations. I know it sounds complicated, but what you need to understand is that she used a computer algorithm to generate a musical variation of a composition. After finding her thesis, I really wanted to play her work. So I contacted, and I was so happy to find a willing to work on a new composition for me based on the chaotic mapping. And I performed the world premiere in here, Korea, on May. She made fluente variazione using her variation technique and a program that she devised over many years called Canto Vario. This is a new online app, an Android app, creates variations of original works. Canto Vario does not generate music or any other data as a random event. Rather, it creates a rich set of variations on a already completed piece. Let me show you some of the work. This first piece is her handwritten composition trying to observe the sound. It is called, by no coincidence, the source, or in Korean, 기원. Now I will show you the second piece, appropriately called the variation, or in Korean, 변화. As we did, although in a shortened form, during the performance, the audience has chance to actively listen to how the source unfolds and how the variations diverges from it in substantive ways, while retaining thematic and motivic connections between the variation and its source. In the broad sense, the music has become dynamic as it is changes with time, as a river might change from day to day, season to season. Yet, it is still recognized in its essence. To explain a little of Diana's mind, she found that a fresh perspective benefits certain pieces that she wrote. When she revisits a piece, after not working on it for a while, she hears passages in a new way. For example, during August 2013, she revisited Fuente e Variazione, and she revised Fuente considerably. As she worked, she found that the variation was now influencing the source. In retrospect, the entire piece had come full cycle, with Fuente motivating Variazione and Variazione inspiring the Fuente. So she gave me new versions of it now, and we are re-recording it next month. At first, it was very difficult for me to read the score, but after a while, I could understand her work. When we learn the classical music, like Mozart or Bach, we learn to follow the simple dynamic mark, tempo, and articulations. But the information is so minimal on the score. So performers always need to ask themselves, how soft is piano? How loud is forte? And how fast is allegro? As a musicians, we need to use our imaginations to find the answer to bigger questions, such as mood, what the piece means, what the composers really want. But we will never know what Bach, Mozart really wants. To give you an impression how much these choices can influence the music, I prepared these two videos. hear the difference? Even though they play same music and both play it correctly, they interpret the music differently. A plays a little bit faster than B, and A makes a shorter staccato than B. But at the same time, they fall within the correct tempo. This is caused by each pianist having a different strength of touch, and how you shape your hand, and how you let it relax when they're playing. All of these factors can make different results, even though they have a same goal. It happens because we need to guess what Bach really wants for his music, and different musicians have different perspectives, so creating different sound for the same music. The difficulty that I originally had with Diana's music was very different what I originally expected. For example, she wrote every single mark and the directions on her music. She even marked exact pedal that she wanted. Half pedal, 1/4 pedal, and 1/8 pedal. If you're not aware of classical music, telling the exact amount of pedal position is never done. At most, we're told to use more or less. But when I work on with a contemporary music, I don't need to guess. If there's a part where I am not sure about meaning or how it should sound, I can ask. But this is not the only way in which it is beneficial to able to work together with a composer. If we collaborate throughout the creative process, we can create music that would not have happened if any other pianist was working with the same composer. After I making some progress of Diana's music, I sent a sample of me playing to her and got some important comments. Together, we found not just mistyped notes, we even developed a better way to express music. Sharing our opinions makes our music more profound. Together, we can help to supply the other's deficiency and strengthens our weaknesses. Two are better than one. We can communicate with each other for making better music. Most players are afraid to perform contemporary music because of often unfamiliar harmony or unpredictable rhythm. But while I'm preparing and playing contemporary music, I can find pure joy of music. We are creating new sound and giving life to music. Since pianists are not computers, we will make different sounds when we play contemporary music by different players, but we will convey what the composers really want to communicate. Since we are living in the present, our only chance is work together is now. Let us use our benefits by collaborating and cooperating. Open other windows so that we can actually converge as musicians. Let us take chances and find a composer to collaborate in the now. Thank you.